Hey everyone! In this video today, I'm going to give you one quick tip to diffuse a high-ticket sales situation. And if we have yet to meet, it's nice to meet you now. My name is Eli Button. I'm a social worker, senior living expert, and real estate agent in Boulder County, Colorado. And when you're dealing with high-ticket sales, there's going to be likely an extra layer of thought that goes into it from the buyer's side rather than something like a dollar store purchase. The more expensive the purchase, likely the more thought goes into making that purchase. And as a salesperson, you still have to supply the buyer with all of the reasons as to why it makes sense for them to buy. You also have to highlight their pain points. There's a process to this. However, the higher ticket sale, the more likely the prospect is to be on guard, because of course they are making this huge decision financially about what they want to do and if they're choosing to spend this money. So if they're on guard and we still have to sell a high ticket item, it's likely that in some ways they are going to feel pressure. And especially if they're coming to you about the sale and you're selling them in person, there's going to be some level of pressure. Now, one quick way to diffuse this pressure is by saying straightforward to your prospect, look, I'm really not trying to pressure you. Or, this is a huge decision. You shouldn't feel pressured. So, even though in their body they're feeling pressure because it's a sales situation and because it's the higher ticket, the more expensive it is, the more intense those feelings are going to be, okay, I'm labeling this, you're probably feeling pressured. You shouldn't feel pressured. You should take as much time as you need. Saying things like that, flip that switch. So you're still selling, but you're giving some ownership in the sales process to your prospect. And with those high ticket sales, the reality is if they want to make the purchase, they're going to make the purchase. But nobody likes to be sold something from a salesperson. People like to be informed and make a decision. So we can inform, we can allow people to make a decision, we can put that sort of pressure on in terms of, here's the next step. If we're moving forward, this is what I need on my end for us to move forward. So we can put all of that right out, and at the same time label, like, the next step for moving into the senior living is going to have our director of nursing to come out to the home, do an assessment, give you an idea of where you fall in our care level tiers, and that should help you identify what that total cost is going to be moving forward. We can still set that example or set the expectation of this is the next step. However, I can say, so on my end, if you choose to move forward, my next step is going to be having our director of nursing come out to your house, do an assessment with you and give you an idea of where you fall on the care levels. I'll be right there alongside them the whole time. As a social worker, I'll be right there with the nurse. So I can say that. I can also then say, but look, you really shouldn't feel pressured. I'm just telling you what's the next step from my end, so you're informed, but I don't want you to feel pressured in this decision. It's too big of a decision to feel that. Now, I could have just applied a heavy amount of pressure, but saying, I don't want you to feel pressured, excuses my intensity and my conviction in what I believe is the best outcome for this prospect. So anyway, if you find yourself in a high stress, high ticket sales situation and you're getting a little bit of pushback in terms of maybe another objective or the family just starting to mention something to the effect of being a bit stressed or overwhelmed with the decision, naming it, saying, look, I'm really not, it's not my intention to pressure you. I do feel very passionately about this place, but it's too big of a decision for you to make right now on the spot. Something to that extent gives that ownership back to the prospect, and they will make the decision to go with you if you've done your legwork, if you've done the work to show them all the reasons why. But innately, everybody wants control. So if we take away that control and it feels like, okay, I'm not really in control, and also this person's like pushing me into making a decision, none of that feels good. So be aware of how you're coming off with your prospects. Be passionate, be convicted, know that what you're selling is actually what you want to sell and what you feel like is a right solution for the person. But if they're starting to feel that sort of pressure, name it. Make sure they know, look, I'm really not trying to pressure you, or you shouldn't feel pressured. And that will alleviate some of the stress that's tangled in there with all of the stress and pressure that you're putting on a prospect. And I said it would be a quick tip, and it's not. But I thank you so much for paying attention and watching and listening. I hope you have a great day, and I will look forward to seeing you soon.